The people making real money with AI aren't doing what you think. They're not prompt engineers with six-figure salaries. They're not coders building complex apps. They're people just like you, starting from scratch, who have discovered a much simpler path. If you've been watching AI videos but still feel completely stuck, this video is for you. I'm not going to show you a list of hyped-up job titles. I'm going to give you 3 real, beginner-friendly AI businesses you can start this week with almost no money, and I'll show you exactly how to land your first client. But first, we have to talk about the big lie of AI jobs. You've probably seen the headlines, prompt engineer, the 6-figure job you don't need a degree for. Well, that gold rush is already over. Data from Indeed shows searches for prompt engineer skyrocketed early last year and then completely plummeted. Why? Because a massive Microsoft survey revealed that prompt engineer was the second to last job companies were actually planning to hire. The job title was a myth. Companies don't want a professional prompt writer. They want a marketing manager who uses AI to find customers. They want a financial analyst who uses AI to build better forecasts. They're not looking for a prompter. They're looking for a translator, someone who understands a real business problem and can use AI as a tool to solve it. That skill is future-proof. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to build, starting right now. So, how do you become that AI translator for a business? The first path is the simplest, and it's something I call an AI service wrapper. The idea is simple. You find a powerful but slightly confusing AI tool, and you build an easy-to-buy service around it for a specific type of customer. You are the human wrapper that makes the AI useful, and the demand for this is exploding. On freelance platforms, searches for services like AI Reels have shot up by over 1,600%. AI Influencer is up by more than 3,000%. Businesses are desperately looking for people who can do this for them. In fact, a recent study showed 77% of companies are already using or exploring AI in their marketing. They don't have time to learn the tools, but they have money to pay for the result. Here's a real-world example. Imagine an AI content repurposing studio. A podcaster sends you their 1-hour audio file. You use AI tools like Opus Clip or Descript to instantly chop it into 20 perfect social media clips. Then you use another AI to write show notes, a blog post, and a week's worth of tweets. You package this all up as a monthly subscription. The podcaster saves 10 hours of work and you get predictable income. Or think about AI-powered branding. A new startup needs a logo, a brand story, and website copy. Instead of waiting weeks for a design agency, you use Midjourney to generate 100 logo variations in an afternoon. Then you use a tool like Claude to help craft their brand story. You deliver a complete branding package in 3 days, not 3 months. The key is you're not selling AI, you're selling speed. You're selling a solution to a painful, expensive problem. So how do you start? It's a simple 3-step process. First, pick a niche. Don't sell AI services. Sell AI headshots for realtors or AI-generated menus for restaurants. Be specific. Second, find their most painful, repetitive problem. Realtors, for example, need a constant stream of fresh headshots for new listings and social media. A traditional photo shoot costs hundreds of dollars and takes hours. That's a pain point. Third, create a simple, irresistible offer. Let's stick with the realtor example. You could offer a package, 10 professional AI headshots, delivered in 48 hours. You don't need to be a photographer. The realtor just sends you 10 good photos of themselves. You use a tool like Midjourney, feed it their images, and then run a simple instruction like professional headshot of Jane Doe wearing a navy blue blazer in a modern home interior, soft lighting, photorealistic. You can generate dozens of options in minutes. You pick the best 10, maybe do a quick touch-up, and deliver the final files. You've just solved a $1,000 problem for a fraction of the cost. Now let's look at the income potential. A realistic starting price for that headshot package is $397. It takes you about 2 hours of work per client. If you land just 5 realtor clients in a month, that's 5 clients times $397, which is $1,985. That's almost $2,000 a month in side income for about 10 hours of work. And you can do this. Your most important skill here isn't technical, it's empathy. You're not just operating a tool, you're listening to a problem and providing a clean, simple solution. You're the human touch that makes the technology valuable. But what if you don't want to trade your time for money on every single project? What if you want to build something once that can work for you over and over again? This brings us to the second role, and it's my personal favorite, the no-code AI automator. Instead of just wrapping an AI service, you're building a digital employee for a local business, a small automated system that works 24/7. And the demand for this is growing fast. The market for chatbots is set to grow from over $7 billion this year to more than $27 billion by 2030. Why? Because every local business owner, from a plumber to a dentist, has the same problem. They're busy. When a potential customer visits their website at 10 p.m., there's no one there to answer their questions. That's a lost lead. But an AI chatbot can be there. It can ask the right questions, qualify the lead, and book an appointment even while the owner is asleep. In fact, over half of all companies using chatbots report they're capturing higher quality leads because of them. This isn't theory. Look at Durham Kids Dentistry. They're a real dental practice. They implemented a simple chatbot on their website. The result? 94 new leads. It even handled rescheduling for 11 existing patients, saving their front desk staff nearly 13 hours of phone calls and emails. Think about that. For a small business, 13 hours is a massive win. That's time they can spend on actual patient care. How much do you think that's worth to them? Now you're probably thinking, I can't build a chatbot, I'm not a developer. And 5 years ago, you'd be right. But today, you don't need to be. The game has been completely changed by no-code platforms. We're talking about tools like Voiceflow and BotPress. Their entire purpose is to let you build powerful AI chatbots with a simple drag-and-drop interface. Seriously, if you can make a flowchart or a PowerPoint slide, you have all the technical skill you need to get started. Let me show you how simple it is. Imagine we're building a bot for a local plumber. You'd start with a welcome bubble. Hi, thanks for visiting Mike's Plumbing. How can I help? Then, you give them 2 buttons, Emergency Service and Get a Free Quote. If they click Get a Quote, the bot asks a few simple questions. Great! To get you an accurate quote, what's your name? Then, what's the best phone number to reach you? And finally, briefly describe the issue. Once it has that information, the bot does 2 things automatically. It sends an email with all those details directly to the plumber's phone, and it replies to the customer. Thanks. We've received your request and someone from our team will call you within the next 15 minutes. That's it. You just built a 24/7 lead capture machine in about 90 seconds. No code required. This is where the income math gets really powerful. For a custom chatbot like this, agencies charge local businesses anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 for the initial setup. Then, they charge a monthly management fee, usually between $100 and $500, to host it and make small tweaks. Since you're just starting out, you can offer a much more competitive price. Let's say you find 2 clients in your first month. You charge them a very reasonable setup fee of $1,500 each, and a monthly retainer of $250. That's $3,000 in your first month from setup fees, plus $500 in recurring revenue that hits your bank account every single month after that, with just 2 clients. So how do you get those clients? You do exactly what other new AI agency owners are doing. You niche down. Pick one industry, dentists, roofers, landscapers. Then, you use a tool like Voiceflow to build a demo chatbot specifically for that industry. You record a quick video of it working, and you start reaching out. You're not selling an idea, you're showing them a finished product that solves a real problem. One entrepreneur I read about did exactly this. Within 4 months of learning the platform, he landed his first client for over $6,000. This path is perfect for the system thinkers, the people who love creating processes and seeing them work. You're not just a freelancer, you're becoming an architect of automated solutions. You're building a real, scalable agency, one simple chatbot at a time. Okay, those first 2 roles are powerful, but this third one, this is where you can build a truly sustainable business. I call it the AI content partner. Think about any successful creator or founder you follow. They're everywhere. They have a podcast, a newsletter, and they're posting on LinkedIn, Instagram, and X every single day. How do they do it? The secret isn't that they work 24 hours a day, it's that they have a system. They're not creating more content, they're multiplying the content they already have. And that's the service you're going to sell. You become their content repurposing engine. Here's how it works. Your client, a busy founder, records a single 30-minute podcast. They send you that one audio file. From that one file, you deliver an entire month's worth of content. You use AI to transcribe the audio into text. Then, you feed that text to a tool like ChatGPT and give it simple instructions. Turn this into a 1-200-word blog post. Pull out the 10 most powerful quotes. Create 3 different email newsletters based on the key topics. Write 5 scripts for short-form videos. One asset becomes a month of marketing. A single recording becomes blog posts, lead magnets, social media videos, and quote graphics. You don't need to be a world-class writer or video editor. The AI does 80% of the work. Your job is to be the strategist, the one who guides the tools to get the right result. This isn't some new idea, it's a proven need. Over 70% of small business owners are already repurposing content because it saves them, on average, between 25 to 30 hours of work every single month. You're not selling content, you're selling time, and the results can be staggering. Business coach Lauren Tickner uses this exact AI-powered system for her clients. One of them, who had under 1,000 followers, generated $18,000 in a single day, all from one repurposed post. So let's look at the income math. This isn't a one-off project. This is a monthly retainer, which is just a predictable monthly fee for your ongoing services. Social media management retainers often range from $500 to over $5,000 a month. A mid-sized brand might easily pay $2,500 a month for daily content. So let's be conservative. You find just 2 clients who are drowning in the content creation treadmill. You offer to become their AI content partner for a very reasonable retainer of $1,250 a month. With just 2 clients, that's $2,500 in predictable recurring income every single month. And this is why this role is so powerful. This service is incredibly sticky. Once a client gets used to the magic of sending you one file and getting a month of marketing back, they will never want to let you go. You solve their single biggest, most consistent headache. You're not just a freelancer they hire for a project, you become an indispensable part of their growth engine. So you have the AI service wrapper, the no-code automator, and the AI content partner. These 3 paths work, but I have to give you a warning because there's a massive trap that almost everyone falls into when they start selling AI services. I know because I fell into it head first. Early on, I was so excited about the technology that I just started calling myself an AI consultant. I quickly landed my first client for what felt like a huge win, a $1,500 project to integrate AI into their workflow. It was a complete disaster. 2 months later, we had nothing to show for it but a few cool demos. The client was confused, I was frustrated, and I ended up having to give them a full refund. Here's what I didn't understand then. I was selling a vague promise. The client didn't want AI, they wanted a specific problem solved. They wanted a system to turn meeting notes into action items or a way to handle customer questions after hours. But because my service wasn't defined, we had no clear success metrics, no plan, and no real accountability. And this isn't just my story. Researchers at MIT found that an estimated 95% of generative AI pilot projects fail to deliver a measurable profit. They get stuck exactly where I did, in the demo phase. This is why the 3 roles I just showed you are so powerful. They aren't consulting, they're products. An AI headshot package has a price, a deliverable, and a deadline. A 24/7 lead capture bot solves a specific painful problem. It's no surprise that freelancers who productize their services can see profit margins of 60 to 90%. They've eliminated all the guesswork. That $1,500 failure was the best lesson I ever learned. You don't sell the technology, you sell the solution, packaged up so simply that a client knows exactly what they're buying. All right, stop waiting for permission. Here's a simple 4-step plan you can execute in the next 24 hours to land your first AI client, even if you have 0 experience. First, pick one of the 3 jobs we just covered: the service wrapper, the no-code automator, or the content partner. Just one. Second, choose a niche you actually understand. A business you get, your local gym, your favorite coffee shop, maybe a friend's e-commerce brand. Third, and this is the most important part, build something for them before you talk to them. Go to a no-code tool like Voiceflow. They have a free version. Build a simple demo chatbot for that specific business. It doesn't have to be perfect, just functional. Fourth, don't send a cold email. Record a 2-minute video using Loom, which is also free. Show them the chatbot you built working on a mock-up of their website. This isn't spam, it's a gift, and it works. Agencies report that 60% of prospects who get a personalized video like this will watch it, and of those, up to 20% will book a call. Remember what I said at the start? The real money isn't in being a prompt engineer, it's in being an AI translator. Now you see exactly what that means. The formula is simple. Pick one service, find one niche you understand, and build one small demo to prove you can help. That's it. That's the entire business model. So here's what I want you to do right now. Today, not tomorrow. Pick just one of the 3 roles I showed you. Then go to a free tool like Voiceflow or Loom and spend 30 minutes creating that tiny demo for a local business, That's your first step. A year from now, you could have an extra $2,000 or $3,000 coming in every month, or you could still be watching videos wondering when to start. The only difference is taking that first small step. You now have the exact map. If this video gave you that clarity, subscribe. Every video on this channel is a step-by-step guide to building real income with AI. No hype, just what works. I'll see you in the next one.